Great to hear of our extremely buzzing changing room there behind us. A great result tonight.
Yeah, the boys are happy, but you know, you're always happy when you get 3 points, and it's better atmosphere in the change room when you win a game of football, and especially when you come to a place like Coleraine against a top side that Coleraine are. They're top drawer. Some of the players they have are exceptional, and I watched them, you know, on their highlights of their games and all their games that they played so far. And listen, you're thinking to yourself, this will be a really, really tough game. With 4 players suspended, a couple of injuries, and you're going, listen, it's not an easy place to go to, and obviously down a few players. But you know, the players that played tonight, every one of them started the game, were excellent for 90 minutes. Every single one of them, they give us their all. Listen, and there's no supporter can go away from that game tonight and say that the team hasn't deserved to win that. But in fact, if I be honest with you, the only criticism I have, and you can never get perfection, but the only criticism I had was that we didn't take the chances enough. We could have scored another 3 or 4 goals tonight, and that wouldn't have been injustice, and that would have been fair. But you know, I said to them, you have to be more clinical, more ruthless, believe in ourselves more, and have more confidence in front of goal, because there is some week. Like for example, in the first half, with 5 or 6 unbelievable chances, we score 1, they get a penalty in the stroke of half time, and our only mistake, and then all of a sudden you go, this could come back to haunt us. And I said that to them at half time, we can't keep missing these chances. Thankfully we might go out in the second half, I think we scored after a couple of minutes in the second half to make it 2-1. And then we also, you know, gets a third one. But again, in between that, we had another few chances again. And again, we need to kill games off. We do, because, you know, you can't dominate a game like we did tonight all the time and for a length of time that we did, because they'll have their periods in the game. But tonight, you know, our boys were that good that they didn't really get a period in the game to hurt us. And you know, again, Rory Brown, anything when he's called upon and he had to do, coming for crosses, it's the confidence that gives it back for, you know, for corner kicks at the end of the game, and they're throwing everybody in the box, and he's just coming plucking them out of the sky. And it's brilliant what it does for us as coaching staff, but more importantly for the players in the pitch. And you know, he's been really, really good since he came in. He made one mistake tonight. He come off his line quickly, but listen, Shevlin's a flying machine. You know, probably any other player probably was right this season, and he probably would have got the ball. But obviously with Shevlin and the confidence he's in, the speed he has, he's just got the ball before him, and he's given away a penalty. But apart from that, Rory was outstanding tonight. So I want to pay credit to every one of the players tonight, but I want to give a special mention to young Isaac Bird, 18 years of age. You know, he's been outstanding from pre-season, from the first match against St Pat's. Every game he's played, he's been outstanding. Every training session, he's been outstanding. And probably if he had been an experienced player, I would have expected him to come and knock my door and ask why he hasn't played yet. But you know, he's a young player. You know, he knows that he's getting given a great opportunity at the club. He couldn't even get anywhere near Portadown's first team. I don't know how that's the case, but he couldn't. But as I say, he's obviously come to us, you know, from the very first night we put him in the training with the first team, and if we had been able to get him before the window, he would have been in the first team squad every week last year as well. But thankfully, he's a brilliant pre-season again, and again he's been outstanding, and he's a great kid. He's a joy to work with. He just comes in, he just gets on with his game. He doesn't say much, but he's a lovely kid. He's got a smile on his face all the time, and I love that. I love having kids around me like that want to learn, want to play, you know, just get on with the game. And as I said, the good thing is we've got a lot of them players at the minute. Like I was just looking at my bench tonight, I think there's 4 or 5 on it that are 18 or under. And you know, the energy and the youthfulness that brings around the training sessions. You know, older players don't like to get embarrassed by young players, so whenever the younger players are buzzing about and fighting for their place in the team, then the older players lift their training standards as well. So and all in all, it's created a good fibre around the club. It's created a good atmosphere in the change room, and as I say, you know, it's a decent change room this year. But as I said there, 3 great points here in a really difficult place, and I said there to BBC, you know, truth be told, when you look at the end of the season, there'll be very few teams come down here and beat Coleraine by 2 goals. Yes. There'll be very few, and as I say, there's no point in coming in here and doing that, and then come Tuesday night, you know, we're playing a team what I classify, we've been in the bottom 6 for the last couple of years. They're going to be in the bottom 6 as well, probably with ourselves, but we've started at home against the bottom 6 teams. The last couple of years we haven't been good enough in our first match, you know, and then it's set a tone, it's set a standard, and I said to them, you can't come down here tonight and put that performance in and come Tuesday drop our standards and not play the way we play here tonight. We need to keep the standards at that, keep the energy at that, keep the pressing the way we pressed tonight, the way we were physical, won the battle. They were all over the pitch. That's the basics of football, and you have to do that. And the only way you can't do that is if your attitude's not right and you're not in the right frame of mind. And as I say, if we do that, then I've no doubt we'll get results against any team this year at times, because we've proved to Lauren last week, a top side, played with 9 men for so long, and listen, we've got beaten the last kick of the ball, but what a performance we put in there. We went to Ballymena, played with 9 men. Listen, first half was shocking, absolutely shocking, and it was the only time that I've been let down by the boys. The club's been let down by the boys this year. It was the first half in Ballymena. Second half was outstanding. 2 halves against Lauren last week, outstanding, and 2 halves today was outstanding.
We covered a lot in that 5-minute answer to the first question, Gary. Thanks for that. But I want to ask you as well about for me tonight, the key thing was the battle in midfield, and we were very, very good in midfield right across. I know you touched on Isaac Bird, but the rest of the lads as well were outstanding, I thought.
I said that. Obviously we won the battle everywhere. The 3 in midfield against the top players in there for Coleraine. You look at their players that they have in there, they're top players, but they dominated from start to finish. Back 4 were outstanding, bar that one blip. They didn't give Matthew Shevlin, who's a player on fire at the minute, they didn't give him a kick the whole game. Danny Wallace outstanding, Mark Hawkey outstanding, Sean Ward outstanding, and you always see things, and the wingers get taken off. You're doing well. McLaughlin gets taken off. He's been outstanding for Coleraine this year so far. You look at midfield 3. They've made I think 4 or 5 changes at the end. So that straight away tells you what you're doing is right, and what the boys were doing on the pitch was right. And as I say, the front 3 today as well. Criticism again. They should have scored more goals, but they were outstanding, and the 2 of them did get a goal. Connor probably deserved a goal, and as I say, I'm pleased as punch with everybody, every single individual performance today and the team performance.
I know in pre-season we put a bit of a focus as well on playing more on 3G, 4G pitches. Do you think that's coming to help tonight as well, with the fact they were heavily watering the pitch beforehand? Or
I don't know. I just think if you look at our team now, there's energy right through it. You know what I mean? And I think the younger players are more suited to playing on 4G. So older players find it tougher, find it harder. But the younger players, I think, are more suited to the 4G pitch. And you look at right through, apart from maybe Hawks there tonight. Ribsy's a wee busy energy player anyway. But Danny's got loads of energy, Wardy's got loads of energy, Michael Lynn's energy, the 3 in midfield's all energy, and the front 3's energy. So I think when you're that type of player, you're able to play on 4G pitches easier.
You've also touched on the Newry game coming up as well. They'll be coming up looking to prove a point as well.
Listen, I watched the Newry game on Saturday or Sunday, and I thought they were really, really good. I actually thought they were credited themselves on Sunday. So when they can play like that against Linfield, listen, they can play like that against ourselves. And listen, I thought they were unfortunate on Sunday, because I thought they put in a really good shift. And Linfield's a quality team, but I thought they could have got something from the game if they took their chances at the right time.